What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, the Hot Commodity and C, and today you're checking out Attitude Years Season 3. We're covering the new millennium. You could check out Season 1 and 2 in the archives, but we are a couple of episodes away from Backlash, so let's continue on our road through 2000. Raw Is War is live from April 10th, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and The Rock comes out to kick off Raw. Rock says, Vince McMahon, I scrambled your clock, but there's still one more shot that I want you to remember. He shows on the Titantron after he knocked Vince McMahon out with a steel chair. He put his foot on Vince. Rock says, after everything, I want my title shot right here in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Vince comes out with a steel chair. Rock says, three things can happen. First, you can put the chair down. Second, you can attempt to hit me. Or three, I'll take up that chair, shine it up nice, and stick it straight up your candy ass. Vince says, if you make one move, I'll hit you so hard your brains will be crushed papaya. Should you be victorious tonight, you will get a title shot at Backlash. Your match will be in a steel cage, but there will be no more gifts for you. From now on, you earn everything that you get. Let's go back a year ago. Who made you who you are? I made The Rock. I was in your corner. You were a corporate champion. How soon we forget. You would have never been a superstar without me. You would have made a good joint the clown. You could have been a good gobbledygooker, but because of me, you were a superstar. Rock, all I wanted was a thank you. That's why I chose WrestleMania to humiliate you and show you who you are. I think you are an ingrate. Rock says he wipes the monkey's ass with what you think. Vince says this is a strange thinking. You have a fixation on a rectal cavity. If you could take feces from all of these people, gather it all up, and put it in an oven, that is when you could truly smell what The Rock is cooking. And then WWF Champion Triple H, WWF Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon Helmsley, and Shane all come out, and Rock hits Vince McMahon in the back with a steel chair. So we find out why Vince attacked The Rock. He wanted to thank you, and he feels like he never got one. So now his plan is to destroy The Rock. Next up, we have the tag team champions Edge and Christian defending against DX with Tori. Edge and Christian start off with a double team attack to X-Pac. Edge lands a double clothesline. DX end up hitting Christian with the tag team belts, and they get the pinfall. But referee Earl Hebner runs down and makes the match restart since he told the current ref about the attack with the titles. Edge spares X-Pac, and Edge and Christian retain the titles. And I'm sure DX will not be happy with Earl Hebner reversing the decision and making the match restart. Next up, we have Terri. She's backstage, and she apologizes to the cat, and she sets her up for her to get her hair done at a salon. We then see Kurt Angle come out. He's going to be taking on the Godfather tonight. Angle has a condom and suggests that the Godfather use them. Angle shoves a hoe into the Godfather, and the hoe slaps Kurt Angle. Godfather misses a hoe train, and then Angle lands an Olympic slam, and Kurt Angle defeats the Godfather here on Raw. Next, we see WWF European Champion Eddie Guerrero and China. They arrive in a lowrider backstage. Next up, we have the Radicalz taking on Rikishi, Scotty, Hotty, and Tazz. Tazz and Perry Saturn brawl. Scotty Hotty puts Dean Malenko in a Texas cloverleaf, but then Perry hits Scotty Hotty and Dean pins him. And the Radicalz are victorious here on SmackDown against Rikishi, Scotty Hotty, and Tazz. We see Terri at the salon with the cat, and she looks like she slipped something into the cat's drink. We then have WWF Champion Triple H with Women's Champion Stephanie McMahon Helmsley and Shane McMahon taking on Taka Michinoku with Funaki and the Acolytes. The Acolytes chase Shane to the back. Taka lands a tornado DDT for a 2. Triple H pushes referee Earl Hebner. Earl pushes back. Funaki pushes Triple H into the Acolytes, and the Acolytes attack Triple H. Vince and Shane then come down, and then Bull Buchanan and the Big Boss Man attack the Acolytes with nightsticks, and then Triple H pedigrees Taka, and Triple H retains the championship with some help from Bull Buchanan and the Big Boss Man. Trish Stratus tells TNA to attack the Dudley Boys backstage before their next match, which they do. We now have the Hardy Boys taking on TNA with Trish Stratus. Albert lands a side slam to Matt, but then Albert misses a flying leg drop. Tess lands a sit-out powerbomb to Jeff for a 2, but Matt lands a twist of fate, and Jeff lands a swanton bomb, and the Hardys defeat TNA here. After the Dudleys attack TNA, they land a 3D to test. Bubba sets up a table. Trish Stratus gets on the apron, and then Albert lands a two-hand chokeslam to Bubba Ray Dudley through the table. Again, Trish Stratus is able to evade being put through the table. Next up, we have Val Venis taking on the Big Show. The Big Show comes out dressed as Val, and he says, "Hello, ladies. It's not the motion of the ocean, but the size of the boat that turns you on." Val then mocks the Big Show. Big Show lands a big boot. Big Show clotheslines Val, lands a chop. And then Big Show ends up choking Val Venis with the wig that he used, and Val Venis gets the DQ victory here over on the Big Show. Next up, we have WWF European Champion Eddie Guerrero with China defending against Chris Jericho. Jericho asks which is the man of the relationship and who has the bigger package. Eddie hits a low drop kick. Jericho applies a figure four. Eddie and Chris Jericho argue over the belt and fight for it. The referee gets knocked out. Jericho lands a lion salt, but then China low blows Jericho and lands a DDT, and Eddie Guerrero gets the victory and retains the European Championship. Next up, we see the cat's getting her hair is cut short, and she's got green dye in it, and her dog is shaved as well. Terri definitely fucked with the cat here tonight. And finally, we've made for our main event, The Rock versus the Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan in a steel cage match. If The Rock wins, The Rock moves on to Backlash. Shane climbs the cage, and The Rock punches him down. Bull Buchanan lands a scissor kick for a two. Bull accidentally lands a springboard clothesline at Big Boss Man. The Rock lands a rock bottom to Bull Buchanan, and The Rock will go to Backlash. After Triple H attacks The Rock, tossing him into the cage, he then hits The Rock with a brass knuckles, leading The Rock to bleed badly. Triple H lands a pedigree, and Triple H says, "Rock, you want to play this game? You're in it now. I am your worst goddamn nightmare. This is step one." And the Acolytes come out and attack Boss Man and Bull, and the heels run off. You have your final. And that is it for our coverage of Raw Is War here tonight. The Rock is ended with a bloody mess. So obviously SmackDown, we're going to see him try to get his revenge. And that is it with our recap of Raw. It's a pretty quick recap here today. We'll be coming out with more episodes shortly. We've got our Crown Jewel recap coming up. Raw, SmackDown, Survivor Series, Full Gear, a lot coming your way. So until next time, stay safe and stay uncensored.